In the posterior mediastinum, the major venous drainage is by the azygos vein, which drains the right posterior intercostal veins and ascend upward, and then arching around the hilum of the lung by what is called the arch of azygos here. At the same time, this arch of azygos receives the superior intercostal vein, which is formed by the second and third posterior intercostal veins. This arch of azygos will drain ultimately into the posterior aspect of superior vena cava. On the left side of the posterior mediastinum, the lower posterior intercostal veins will drain into what is called the hemiazygos vein. The hemiazygos vein will cross to drain itself into the major azygos vein on the right side by this communicating channel. The remains of the posterior intercostal veins on the upper part will drain into the accessory hemiazygos vein, which is cut here in this view. In the posterior mediastinum, we have here the descending thoracic aorta, and in front of it we have the thoracic part of esophagus, which is covered by a network of nerves, the esophageal nerve plexus. In the paravertebral space or gutter, we can find the sympathetic chain or trunk descend downward, and we can notify the wide part here, which is the ganglia. And from the sympathetic trunk we have three main subclavian nerves: the major subclavian nerve, the lesser subclavian nerve, and lastly the least subclavian nerve. In the lower part of the posterior mediastinum, we can see here the thoracic duct ascending from the abdomen through the aortic hiatus. It ascends in the thorax when the descending thoracic aorta to the left and the azygos vein to the right. Regarding the superior mediastinum, the major arterial content is the arch of the aorta. And the arch of the aorta gives the brachiocephalic trunk, which will be divided into the right subclavian and then right common carotid. The second branch from the arch of the aorta is the left common carotid artery, ascend upward in the neck, and the left subclavian artery. Here we can find in the view the left vagus nerve descending downward, which will give a recurrent branch to ascend upward in the neck, called the recurrent laryngeal nerve, passing under the arch of the aorta. In the superior mediastinum, the main veins are the following: the brachiocephalic vein, the left one, the left brachiocephalic vein, formed by the union of the left internal jugular vein and the left subclavian vein. their confluence forming the left brachiocephalic vein, and we have also the right brachiocephalic vein. They unite together here forming the superior vena cava. Superior vena cava will descend downward to drain itself into the cavity of the right atrium. The superior vena cava on posterior aspect will receive the azygous vein. Here we can also see the phrenic nerve passing downward in front of the root of the right lung, and also can found here in the view the right vagus nerve. In the superior mediastinum, other structures can be seen is the trachea. The trachea ends at the level of angular fluus by bifurcation into the right main bronchus and left main bronchus, and the area here called the carina. And we can see a lymph node called tracheobronchial lymph node. Behind the trachea, you can see the esophagus. And the nerve passing here called the vagus nerve, the right one, passing behind the right root of the lung.